So we have, this is the oracle card for today. An interesting one. I think this one takes a little bit more thinking about peace offering, and it's a white buffalo calf woman. Beautiful, this image. I just love this. Gorgeous, that beautiful white buffalo and the beautiful calf woman there. And yeah, I think we can all get a little bit of friction going on in our lives, or people who kind of rubbing us up the wrong way. As I say, even monks in the monastery kind of be rubbing up against each other like stones in a bag, so maybe we can maybe find a way to receive that or side sort of do a little side step when those things are coming at us, or try our best to be compassionate as well, if we have the ability, the capacity to do that. And I think there's more to it than that, I think. But for now, I think that's a really nice way of thinking about it. Maybe that that's meeting when there's a bit of conflict or a disagreement, that we can agree to disagree, or let that shiny up our little stone surface. Maybe that's an idea. But just have a think about what that means to you. Peace offering, and it's a beautiful word anyway. We're going to begin now. Energy, balance, yoga. There, and there's the balance, the two little symbols there, the two little bells. And with any luck, we will create a little more harmony in our practice today. We're going to start lying down. Find that ground for ourselves, and just invite our body to arrive and find a bit of ease as well. Straighten this out, not quite. Sometimes things need a bit more straightening out. And we're here. Yeah. So just let yourself lie on the ground, put some space between your heels, let the feet flop out to the side so the hips can open nicely, arms out to the sides of the body. Just close your eyes for a moment. Just make sure the back of the neck is long, chin slightly tucked in. Just have a sense of your center, but also have a sense of maybe the idea of your body in this horizontal position being like a landscape, just feeling into that landscape of yourself here. And let's just release any of the tension of the day. So breathing in through the nostrils and have a sigh out through the mouth. Let it all go. We'll do that. Let's do it a couple more times. Breathing in through the nostrils with your eyes closed. And give it some sound as well. Let it all out. Empty all the air out. And then we'll try one more time, breathing in through the nostrils, filling the belly with air. Expand fully, and then open the mouth wide, release. And now we've released a bit of tension. Maybe you're feeling a bit more spacious within your body, particularly as we have the eyes closed. We might be able to feel into that space and feeling the support of the ground. Supporting that space, allowing that space, then we can chant the mantra on. We'll just do this one time, so make sure it's a really good one. Get a lot of breath in, and then we'll open the mouth wide and let the sound out. You can keep your eyes closed, of course, here. Breathing in. And then just start to soften your breath and allow it to be coming in and out through the nostrils. And just noticing how just chanting that mantra on impacts on your body, on your being, on your attention, on your sense of yourself around this moment, this present moment. Knowing that the breath can be your guide, your anchor, your center throughout your practice. So I will try my best to remind us all about the breath as often as possible. And every time I mention that word, just have a sense of connecting to this thread, following the thread of presence throughout the practice. And in that we find that peace, that ability to receive everything that's coming towards us with a bit more space, a bit more equanimity. here. So we're just lying there, breathing, feeling the breath coming in and out through the nostrils, feeling our landscape of our body. Just giving it a bit more space and time before we begin to move this body. Good. Breath is coming in and out through the nostrils. And we're just going to start moving gradually. So just if your arms are, or the palms are facing the ceiling, just roll them in so the palms are on the ground. Because we're going to let the legs be relaxed and floppy. I'm just going to move the arms with the breath. Very simple practice. Very effective, I have found this practice. You can keep your eyes closed if you want. Breathing in, the arms lift off the ground. We're extending right to the fingertips. This is all in breath, so moving in time with your breath. The in breath, the arms reach the ground above the head. You feel the chest expand, then the out breath begins through the nostrils. The arms are moving through space. Trying to keep that movement so smooth and even. And let the arms just rest on the ground at the end of the out breath, and the in breath begins. So with this, we're just attempting to give our mind something to focus on. Trying to slow the breath down, and in doing so, slowing the speed of the thoughts, or becoming more aware of our thoughts and of our attention, just starting to open up to all of that. Feeling the body, allowing the body to be as it is, feeling the landscape of the body on the ground. The out breath, the arms are moving forward. So try and match the movement to the breath. So just as the hands reach the ground, the end of the out breath is reached, and then the in breath begins. Try to keep the belly nice and relaxed so you have the capacity to breathe, and really let that chest open as you inhale. Maybe you feel the lower back lift off the ground, and then as you bring the arms back through space, breathing out through the nostrils, you feel the back, or at least more of the back lands on the ground. I think often, there's always a little tiny bit at the base of the spine or lower back there's a bit of space there. Let's do one more of these. Slow and steady. As steady as you can. Keep the mind focused on the breath. The breath, your focus, your anchor, your thread. Following this thread, this line throughout the practice. Let the arms rest either side of the body. Now breathe in. As you breathe out, press the back into the ground and draw the knees up. Squeeze the knees into the body. And we'll just take the hands around the front of the knees. Maybe have a little rock first of all, side to side. And we're just going to move again, moving and breathing and moving the spine with the breath. So as you begin by squeezing the knees into the body, squeeze the breath out. So breathe out everything. And you'll notice the base of the spine just lifting off the ground there when you really squeeze them in. Now, as you inhale, the knees come away from you, but you keep hold of the knees. For the full inhale, then the exhale, the knees come into the body and the nose comes up to the knees. So we're really making ourselves as small as possible. And then we're flattening the back as we inhale, taking the knees away. So squeezing all the breath out, exhaling, and just following the steadiness of the breath, steady, even flow. Squeeze all the breath out, empty. Then the inhale comes in slowly. And if you want to expand this a little more, you want to make it a little bit more dynamic, a bit more expansive, then when you take the knees away, let go of the knees and take the arms above the head. So the inhaling, take the knees away as far as you want to. It might be just a little way, and it's essential. So if you do think, I'm going to extend my legs out and really strengthen the abdominals, then you really need to keep that back glued to the ground. And that will make you use your abdominals rather than putting all the weight on the back. The legs aren't reaching the floor. They're just going to be there in space. And then as you exhale, we're all coming back to the same position. So you can decide. This is about your own discernment. What's correct for you? What's the best thing for you? Inhaling today. What's the most appropriate for you today? And you can try a few things out. You can maybe see, I'm going to minimize this to see how that feels. Still moving smoothly and steadily, exhaling, coming back to this same position, small seed, and deciding how much you want to expand. You can vary it. It doesn't have to be the same. Just feeling it out. And of course, this ability to discern and connect and communicate a bit more clearly and more appropriately and usefully with oneself, with one's body, is what we get from our practice, you know, regular practice of yoga, breathing, moving, awareness, harmony, of all these things. We start to be able to get a clearer picture of what is, you know, what is appropriate for us, whether we are kind of, you know, pushing, whether we're kind of, you know, not really putting in the effort as well. You know, we can go either side, and just finding that place where we're making effort, but it's kind effort. And that does take practice. And we'll do one more of these, inhaling and exhaling. Squeezing the breath out. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. Let's give ourselves a full extension just to stretch out those abdominals. They might have worked a little bit there. So pointing the toes, bringing the legs together, extend the whole body, breathe. Really getting the abdominals nice and long, expanding them. Extending the fingers away from the toes. Let's just move the flex the ankles with that breath. So inhaling, point the toes. Exhaling, push the heels away. You still keep extending into the fingers the whole time. Breathing in, point the toes. Exhaling, push the heels away. Constantly breathing in and out through the nostrils, maintaining your energy. Good. And then we're just going to breathe in again. As you breathe out, bend the knees. Push the back into the ground, bend the knees up to the chest and hug the knees. Take the hands around the knees again. And we'll have a little rock and roll there. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. So really taking our time on the ground today. I'm going to do this little moving bridge. So get the feet really close to the buttocks. You can creep them in as close as you can. And then we're also having space between the feet. So the feet are parallel. Okay, and they're about hips width apart. So making sure you keep the stable, the thighs are staying stable. Also, they're staying parallel. And the palms are flat down either side. Keep taking the shoulders away from the ears. Chin tucked in very tightly now. As if you want to reach, make the chin touch the chest. So as you inhale, you lift the back off the ground. Open the front of the body, lifting the hips up. And as you exhale, you're rolling down from the top of the back, down through the spine. So we're getting this spine very engaged with the breath. Inhaling, lifting up, opening the front of the body. Exhaling, rolling down. So opening the fronts of the hips here, the hip flexors. Pushing into the feet, strong thighs there to support that. You can push into the hands and the backs of the arms here and push into the feet here. Lift, lifting the chest towards the chin, keeping that chin tucked in tightly the whole time. So we're trying to expose the back of the neck, hold the back on the ground when we're lying down. Try and get that kind of really flexible part, the lower spine there. Particularly when you're coming down, you know, when you're rolling it down, really feel each sort of vertebrae. And so you might want to just tuck the tummy in, squeeze it together as you roll that last little part. Whilst also keeping aware, there's always lots of things to keep your mind occupied, of the stability, the steadiness of the space between the knees. We don't really want the knees to go outwards or, you know, kind of go inwards. We want to keep them steady, strong thighs. One more time, and then roll down and counter pose. It's going to feel nice there. Just have another rock and roll here. And breathe. Yeah, maybe take a nice releasing breath out through the mouth here, breathing in through the nostrils. And then as you're rocking side to side, you might just want to roll onto your side. Rolling up to all fours. Finding this nice tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, feet flat behind, space, even space. So let's see. We're just going to move the spine again, but we're going to incorporate a little bit of movement in the arms and legs. We're going to move the opposite. So as you inhale, you lift the left leg and the right hand. So opposites. And exhale, bring the hand and the knee down, looking down at the ground. Changing your point of view as well. Inhaling and exhaling. So there's an extension here. It's not just lifting the leg and the arm, we're extending. It's very active. So as if we're exaggerating the line of the spine there. Inhaling and exhaling. And there's a grace and poise in this, you know, this inhale, this extension of this lovely line across the body, this diagonal. And really being aware of that and feeling your breath. Again, feeling that breath, that thread carrying you through. If you think about the breath, it's continually there. Whatever we're doing to it, it's always going to be there. A long, you know, continual thread through our life. We're just bringing our awareness to that fact, to that reality. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do one more. Inhaling and exhaling. And then sit back into the heels. Really send the sit bones back. Slide the hands forward. Bring the forehead to the ground. Inhale into the back of the body. Feel the ribs expand. Inhaling. And have a sigh out to the mouth. Good. And again, breathing in. And sigh out to the mouth. Good. So with the hands outstretched here, we're going to come into a downward dog. So spread the fingers wide. Keep the hands where they are. Come up to all fours. Inhale, tuck the toes under. Exhale, lift the knees off the ground. And we're going to focus really strongly on the back. So actually have the knees bent here as much as you can. Press into the hands and push back. Now, also the key part of this is really imagining your tails being pulled upwards and backwards. And a feeling of really hot tucking the tummy in so you can get this length in the waist here. Breathing into the length of the spine. Imagine the breath is in the spine. You need to press very firmly into the hands, spread the fingers wide, pressing at the base of the thumb and the first finger particularly. And breathe into it. Take some space between the shoulders. Try and get the shoulders down away from the ears. So we're really expanding the length of the spine and also across the upper back, across from shoulder to shoulder, making it very expansive, this back. And then we come back down to the knees. And have a rest, sit back onto the heels, bring the forehead down to the ground, sweep the arms back into the pose of the child, just to rest the shoulders. And let the backs of the arms be on the ground, let the shoulders flop forwards. And relax the face too. Let's have a little rock here. It's kind of nice sometimes to just rock side to side, making sure that you have the comfortable position. So have the knees as wide as you need to be here, so that you feel comfortable. And if you need to pad up, you need to put a cushion behind your knees. If your bottom is away from your heels, you can do that. But just have a little rock, just soften. Feel your breath. Maybe take a sigh out through the mouth here. Yeah. And then we'll return to downward dog. Slide the arms forwards. Open up the hands, look up the hands. Really spread the fingers wide, engage the palms of the hands with the ground. Come up on the inhale and exhale. Tuck the toes under on the inhale and lifting the knees off the ground on the exhale. And this time we're going to get the legs going as well. So we're going to still incorporate everything else. Keep extending the back from the fingertips to the base of the spine. Tummy tucked in. And we're just going to get the backs of the legs a bit more lively here. Bending one knee and pressing the other heel down. Walking the dog, we call this. Be conscious of, whether you're try not to make sure you're not having the shoulders up around the ears. Try and keep space. A soft bend, slight bend, a softness in the elbow will help that a lot. I'm just coming into downward dog for a moment. Breathe. Good. And then walk the feet towards the hands. Coming into ragdoll. So bend the knees, let the body hang. And again, releasing breath. So let the body hang. The legs are strong, knees are bent. Arms are hanging forward, shoulders completely released. Neck is relaxed, head is hanging. Experiencing the weight of the head, doing a lot of the work, releasing the neck. And allowing gravity also to do the work for releasing the spine here. Breathing in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. And now feeling the pull at the base of the spine. Imagine that invisible thread lifting you. Keep breathing in and out. Keep that connection with your breath. Keep the knees bent. Keep breathing in and out. Connecting and staying with your breath, with your aliveness. And slowly uncurl. Unfurl to standing. Once you're standing, just feeling the feet on the ground, having a look at the feet, maybe lift the toes, Getting the energy in the feet and placing the toes down, and then lifting the heels off the ground and placing the heels down. Let's do that again, just to get the feeling of feet. Lift the toes, really squeeze them right up, and then place the toes down, nice and spread out, and then lift the heels off, so you're pressing into those toes, and then lower the heels down. Good. Okay, let's bring a bit of energy into the body. So bring the sides of the feet together. Inhale, lift the arms up, interlink the fingers, stretch up. Squeeze the arms together, lift the heels off the ground and breathe in. Hold the breath in, squeeze and extend, both at the same time. And breathe out softly and slowly through the nostrils. As that happens, the hands come down and the heels come down. We'll do this 2 more times, just slowly as you can, breathe out. Inhale, strong inhale, interlink the fingers, stretch up, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the arms together, either side of the head. Lift the heels high, so you can really feel that length coming into the waist. Hold the breath in. And breathe out softly and slowly, seeing and noticing how it feels, that slow, soft out breath compared to that strong inhale. Just noticing that comparison, the softening after that tension that you're creating yourself. Inhale, one last time. Interlink the fingers, stretch up, squeeze the arms together, lift the heels high. So you're really pressing the toes, squeezing the legs together, holding the breath in. Keep making that effort. And then breathe out slowly as you can. Bring the heels down as slowly as you can. Slowly the arms are coming down, just enjoying that slowness and softening. Good. Get the feet to about hips width apart. Let's just roll the shoulders back a few times, just 3 times back and 3 times forwards. Good. Okay, we're just going to get a bit more looseness in the shoulder. These shoulder circles, energizing and also loosening. So we take a step forward with the left foot, bend in that knee. Also the right knee can be kind of bent as well, just so they're really grounded. And take the left hand to the left hip, just to feel that sense again of groundedness and balance. Take hold of the fingers lightly here of the right hand, just a soft base, or not even a fist, it's a very soft fist if you like. And we're just going to let this arm swing through space. So kind of using a bit of body momentum here. And if you need a bit more, you can always just take the weight forwards and backwards into the feet, just to get a bit more swing in the body. But we're not using the arm to do this, we're using the body and a bit of momentum. Good. And making sure before you go the big circle, you can get the arm around in a circle without crashing into anything. We're going to go backwards, just let the arm go. Like a, a big winding up. Wind up. Yeah, breathe freely, don't hold your breath. And then let the arm swing. I do find it helps a little bit getting the momentum going by taking the weight forward and back. And we're going to go forwards now with the arm, I think. So once you've got enough momentum, you go forwards with that arm, keeping the knees slightly soft, keeping that breath very smooth and open, and then swinging the arm again, and letting it slow down by itself. So it just stops. Yeah, it's taking a bit more time. Noticing how it feels completely different. Other side, bent knees, so really ground, feel the feet on the ground, not gripping, right hand on the right hip, holding the fingers lightly here. And again, you can take a bit of weight forward and back. We're not lifting the feet off the ground, we're just kind of changing the weight just to create a bit more dynamic to help this arm swing. It's just swinging loosely from the shoulder, checking that you've got that distance going right around. Yeah, that's good. Now we're just going to let it go. So we're just keeping the rest of the body soft and energized and breathing in and out the nostrils. Don't hold your breath and let the arms swing again. Super loosen, I feel the shoulder, this one. And now getting it going again, a bit more momentum. We're going to go forwards. When you're ready, we go forwards with the arm. And let it go round and round a few times, whatever feels right. And then let it slowly come to a stop of its own accord. So nice and loose and heavy with the arms. So standing now for a moment, and we're going to just move and breathe. Slow and steady, mindful. So moving and breathing, lifting the heels up and lowering them down. With this lovely, simple little practice, breathing in, lift the arms up, lift the heels off the ground, push up the toes, bring the hands together above the head. That's inhaling. Exhaling, arms come down, heels come down slowly. Making sure the feet are about hips width apart. I'm just touching the fingers at the bottom of the circle and just noticing that we're drawing a circle around ourselves. We're touching the hands at the top, they meet above the head, and they turn the hands and the arms come down. So if you've been doing this little practice for a while, see if you can really focus on slowing it down. And then when you lift the heels, it's not just lifting the heels, it's pushing off the toes. This is so good for the feet and the joints of the toes. It's really worth staying with it. And of course, if this is, you haven't done this before, or this is new to you, you can always do this one-handed. You can do this one-handed and hold onto a chair or furniture to begin with. And it's such a great way of developing a bit of balance. And also a bit of poise, mindfulness, breath. It's all in this. This is a very beautiful little gesture, a little simple practice of breath, body, focus, mind. Harmony. There's all the yoga here in this simple practice. And then bring the hands down to the bottom, just touching to complete that. And then we'll take the feet apart and just loosening it all up. Knees bent, let the body hang. Just have a little bounce there, actually. Let the heels bounce, and let the arms, just reminding them to stay floppy. So let the shoulders bounce up and down. And then we're going to really loosen it up. So you're turning on your axis. So the arms aren't doing anything. And then we're going to increase that gradually, bending into the knees, coming into these lovely twists. Loosening. Breathing continually through the nostrils. Breathe. Feel free. Feel the space around you as your arms move or are moved through space. The arms aren't really doing anything, they're just being moved. How nice to be moved. Sounds a bit right behind you. Really exaggerate that twist. Just enjoying. Oh, yeah, breathe freely and slowly coming to a stop. And let's just really put the cherry on top by just giving the lower back a little bit of a pummel, the backs of the hands. Let's make some sound. Yeah, the cherry upon the cherry, making sound as well. Yeah. And then take the hands to the front of the hips. Yeah, then making some more sound. Fingers, straight fingers, stiff fingers, just pummeling the whole chest area. Make sound. Just feel your body as a vessel for sound, like a drum. Yeah, just enjoy that space we've created already. Beautiful. So with all this, we're going to come into some standing, some postures. So standing at the front of the mat with your feet hips width apart parallel. Think about your posture here. Talking about posture, just pointing the tailbone down. It's not pushing the hips forwards. It's pointing the tailbone down, feeling the abdominals engage rather than tighten. It's engaged. And then we're going to put the weight onto the left foot and step back with the right foot for a triangle. Take a step back. Let that land. Right angles with the feet. Get the hips square to themselves and looking at the long edge of the mat, breathing in, lift the arms up and feel the whole chest is lifting. Lots of length in the waist. As you exhale, bring the arms down to shoulder height. As you inhale, open the palms, open the chest. Yeah, why not smile? Then reaching over to the left with your left hand and down, meeting that left leg and reaching up away with the right fingertips. Drop the shoulder down away from the ears, almost letting that shoulder drop behind you slightly. You can always take the right hand behind you. And actually that really does help to open the chest. You can always play with that and see how that feels. And you're looking up at the ceiling or up at the right fingers there. Keep dropping the shoulders down. Keep thinking about the neck lengthening and extending out from the spine. Also thinking about the feet. Lots of feet action today. And of course, the center of all of this, your breath. This continual thread of your breath. Good. Use the inhale to come up. Use the exhale to lower the arms slowly down. Long exhale, bend into the right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Switch the weight to the right foot and step back with the left. Get the weight even between the feet. Enjoy that sense of stability Inhale, lift the arms up, lift the chest, lengthen. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, smile, open the chest, palms facing forward. Exhale, reaching over to the right and down. Make the hips strong. And the legs strong, the thighs strong, the knees soft, the feet engaged with the ground rather than gripping with the toes. Almost a sense of lifting the arches. If you can have a sense of that, this will really ground and stabilize this posture. Open the chest, make the neck long. Looking up at the ceiling, you can always take that left hand behind you. It's quite nice sometimes just to place the back of the hand on the lower back there. Breathe. I'll use the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Bend into the left knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Take a moment there. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to step into the same distance as triangle for reverse triangle. So weight on the left foot. I go straight in here. Take a step back, same distance. But all we do is swivel the both feet to face forward. This is the version I like to do. So we inhale, we lift the arms up. We exhale, bringing the arms down to shoulder height, keeping that extension between the fingers here, opening the chest. Exhale, turning towards the right leg, outside right leg. Inhale here. Then bring the left hand down to the outside. As you bring that hand down, the right arm goes up. It's kind of they're staying in that, they're keeping that extension. So when we do that, it just naturally happens. And we're reaching up to the ceiling with the right hand, looking up at that right hand, and just having that left hand holding the ankle, or if there's a block there, or wherever it is you reach the leg, it could be the calf, somewhere you feel stable. Because it's a lot of balance and strength and breath required for this. One more breath in. And on the out breath, bring the right hand down to the right foot and step the left hand over to the left. So we're in this kind of forward bend. We bring the fingertips to the center just to steady ourselves. Lifting the gaze, look forwards as you inhale, coming up onto the fingertips, and then breathing out, forward bend. Then we try that again, coming up onto the fingertips, look forwards. Chest is wanting to look forwards. Eyes looking forwards, and then breathing out, forward bend. We'll do it one more time. So try and see if you can go a little bit further, breathing out and bending a little further on that out breath. One more inhale. And exhale, forward bend. Good. Now this time we're going to breathe in, come up on the fingertips, look forwards, and then take the hands to the hips. Elbows lifted, chest open, strong body. Looking forwards. Breathe a couple of times. If you want to hold your back, if you need to, you can. Otherwise, use the inhale, next inhale to come up to standing, and breathe out. Good, feels good. So now we're going to, again, the other side. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Breathing in. Expand the chest, fingertip to fingertip. Exhale, turning towards your left leg. Inhale here. Right hand on the exhale comes down to the outside of the left leg. It could be, that you're on the outside of the calf, or it could be down on the ankle. But reaching up to the ceiling with the left hand. If your balance is okay, your neck is okay, you can look up at this left fingertips, up at the ceiling. Breathe deeply. Stay connected with your breath. One more breath in. Deep inhale. On the exhale, take the left hand down to the left foot and take that right foot over to the right foot. Put the fingertips to the center. Come up on the inhale, look forwards, and exhale, forward bend. And now we're just going to free it all up by bending the knees and letting the body hang in a wide leg ragdoll. Breathing in, let the arms hang, let the shoulders hang heavy. Inhale, exhale. Breathing out through the mouth, just releasing the back. Knees are bent. Now, keeping the knees bent, just feel that pull at the base of the spine, that invisible thread, leaving the arms hanging, leaving the head hanging, keeping the knees bent. And you might find as you're breathing in and out, and you're unraveling as slowly as you can. You're coming up to standing, you're feeling your back, your spine growing, getting more spacious as you come to standing. Just keeping your position for the moment. I'm going to come into a forward bend again. So just checking your feet are parallel. This time we're going to take the hands behind us, interlink the fingers. So we're going to get a bit of chest opening, shoulder opening, front of the shoulder. So inhale, lift the chest, take the shoulders back, expanding the chest. The hands are just resting on the lower back there. And as you exhale, strong belly, and we're just coming forwards into this forward bend. The knees are slightly soft, but they're not bent. So strong belly, coming forwards as far as you can in a forward bend, and then taking the arms over the head. So letting the head, so as if the head wants to move towards the ground. And then the arms are coming away from the back, and we're just letting gravity do the work here. So we're not pushing, we're just letting the arms hang there in space and breathing. Allowing that to happen. Breathe. Long, slow in breath, long, slow out breath through the nostrils. Good. Now just let the hands come to the center of the back, still interlinked, and we just draw a circle clockwise on the back. Just feel that little gentle sense. And then as we change direction of that circle, going anti-clockwise, we can bend the knees and slowly soften and uncurl up to standing once more. Just give ourselves a few more circles on the back, just to ease that out. And then just lift the shoulders up and out through the mouth. Drop the shoulders down. Let's try that again. Still keeping the legs wide. Inhale. And out through the mouth. Let's do one more of those, breathing in. Out through the mouth. Let that drop down. Good. And then we're just going to bring the feet together. Give the legs a little shake. Shake them around a little bit. Okay, so balance. Moving balance. Staying connected with the breath. Feet about hips width apart. We're going to do this heron balance. Beautiful practice. Very elegant, very mindful, very breath focused. But there's still dynamic in it. So we start off by putting a weight in the left foot as we're about to lift that right knee. You might want to start with the fingertips touching. So as you inhale, lifting the right knee high and extending and lifting the fingers and the hands high. They meet and then the hands come down and the knee comes down at the same time. Try and make that timing the same. So as that foot reaches the floor, we're just going to touch the fingers together, shift the weight into the right foot, and then lifting the left knee. I'm giving you lots of detail with this one because the detail makes it really a beautiful thing. You know, you can really notice the foot touching the ground, the hands coming together, shifting the weight to the left foot, and just enjoying that shift, lifting the knee, and at the same time as the arms and lowering down, and just enjoying that movement, slow and steady, enjoying a sense of balance. Again, with this practice, you know, in the early days of if it's new or if your balance is very strongly affected, you can do this one-sided. You know, you can just hold onto a chair and do one side at a time. You know, breathing in and out, and then you could change the chair around and do it the other way. Just so if you want to experiment with that. But I would say this simple little practice, again, is a lovely standalone practice. And it will develop your balance and your mindfulness and your breath. Everything is in this. It's beautiful. Good. This is why I like to do this so much. And there's so much detail to keep your mind occupied as well as having to balance. Obviously, that's a very mindful practice. When we develop balance in the body, we also develop balance in our mind, a more balanced mind. Talking about equanimity earlier, being able to receive everything that's coming towards us with equanimity. You know, this is the advanced practice. This is the ideal. It's a gradual, slow practice, but this practice is something that will support that very strongly. Balance in the body. One more time, lifting up and lowering down. Taking some time with that balance. Okay, so let's come into another balance. We're going to do something a little bit stronger. And we're going to come into warrior 3. So from something very soft and softening to something stronger. Just checking the light That's it. It looks a bit dark to me. So we bring the weight onto the left foot and we bend into that standing leg, into the knee. Start to take the body forward, strong in the belly here immediately. Otherwise it's kind of a bit floppy. Strong in the belly, so your back gets supported, so you can lift that right leg. You've got a nice long line, and take the arms forwards. You can interlink the fingers, maybe point the index fingers. And we're trying to make our body eventually get towards like a T shape. You can hold on to something while you're learning this one, while you're practicing, to find the shape and to also, you know, this is a more fine detail. You'll probably find when you start doing this one, that right hip is really lifted up. But gradually you want to get them level. And that takes a lot of strength and practice. But you will get there if you practice. This is a great one for the winter because it's an instant warmer upper. Let's come out of this one. Instant heat, instant central heating. Let's give the legs a little shake and the arms, because it's a strong one, which is good, you know, because it feels really good afterwards. You get a real release of ease when you're finished. So make the effort, really try. You can use the wall if you need to. You still have to work quite hard, you know, even if you're holding the wall. So bring the weight into the right foot now. Start to use the strength in the abdominals and the back. Start pointing the toe, or you can push the heel, but it's really lengthening that leg. You can see that. It's not just hanging there. See how it's more difficult to balance? Engagement, easier to balance. Extend forwards and think the fingers. Lifting the back leg, stabilizing through that right leg. And looking down at the ground. Extending the fingers forward, extending the toe back. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply, dig deep. Keep connected with your breath, with your life force. One more breath in. And release. And again, give the legs a little shake. Just feeling that kind of vitality in the body. You should just encourage there. Good. I'm going to come into a little squat here just to release the hips. So coming down to the squat, letting the head hang. Don't forget with the squat, you can vary, change things around. If you're finding it uncomfortable or difficult, just keep changing the angle. Try and find the right position for you. You can always put something underneath your bottom if you're just starting to learn this, a little small stool or a few, or you can just sit on the edge of something. And if your heels are off the ground, then put something underneath them. Otherwise, you're going to feel very wobbly. Put backs of the arms on the ground, backs of the hands on the ground. Let the head hang forwards as if your head is falling into your hands. And we'll just release everything. Let it go. In through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Really feel that space you're giving to the back of the neck and the tops of the shoulders. Good. Slowly lift the head back up. Bring the hands together. Take the chest forwards if you can. And if you're finding that you're falling backwards, you can put something underneath your heels to help the weight go forwards a bit. Otherwise, taking the chest forwards and then pressing the elbows on the inside of the knees. Taking the chest towards the hands and the hands towards the chest. Lifting and lengthening through the back and the back of the neck. Smiling. Why not? Smiling is a good way of releasing the tension. So you can always try that. One more breath in and release. Let the hands come to the floor, pushing into the floor, lifting your bottom off the ground, up out of the squat, and coming into ragdoll, letting that body hang. Knees are bent. Yeah, second little release here. Well, after Warrior 3, it's really good to just recuperate. So we start to lift up through the spine. See how it feels now? Knees are bent. You're breathing in and out continually, keeping everything soft. Feel that strength and vitality coming back into the body as you're coming up to standing again. Yeah. And we'll loosen it all up again. Let's have another twist. So feet are a good distance apart, shoulder width at least. Knees are bent. So it's not even soft, it's very much bent. And just let the heels bounce again on the ground. That's why we're loosening everything up. Knees are soft, bent. Yeah. And then we're just going to start to turn the body. Okay, so just start to turn. And then you see the arms are just kind of going with that movement. So the spine stays really steady, but the arms are really floppy. The legs or the knees are nice and soft. They're propelling the movement. Bending into the knees. Breathe freely in and out through the nostrils. The arms swing heavily into the body. Yeah, loosening everything up. It's getting the air moving around you. Energizing and freeing up. We're going to come slowly to the ground. So, standing at the front of the mat, we lift the hands in front of us. We're going to come in a slow squat. So breathing in, and then everything else is on the ground. So we're going to come down slowly. Take the bottom back, take the hands forward. So we're counteracting, counterbalance there. Keep breathing in and out the whole time. Keep breathing in and out. And then we catch ourselves. Take the hands behind. Extend the legs in front of us, bounce the knees up and down. So we'll do a variation on the forward bend now. Little head to knee. So we bend that right knee and draw it up into the body, quite close as you can, and then let the knee fall out to the side. When the knee's out to the side, get that foot close or touching the inner thigh there. If the knee is very high, put some cushions underneath it because it will create too much tension. You need to support that. If it doesn't need that, that's fine. Take the right hand onto the outside of that left knee. Toes are going upwards, directly upwards. Take the left hand behind you, nice and supported from the back. Breathe in, lengthen, lift the crown, lift the chest. Inhaling. As you exhale, twisting around behind you. Take that left shoulder back. Make lots of space for that to happen. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears. Keep the crown lifted, the chin tucked in. Keep breathing as well. The inhale lengthens. The exhale twisting a little deeper. Let's get a little twist going on here. Breathing in. Lengthen, twisting a little deeper on the exhale. One more breath in. And untwist to the front. And we're going to come into the forward bend now. Sometimes it might be quite nice just to come up on the fingertips, just adjust your seating position. Toes are going directly up. And we're just going to breathe in, lift the arms up, extend, look up at the backs of the hands, and take the chest forward, the hands and the arms just going. You see how the arms are in line with the body, and then they just start to come forwards and either rest on the leg or on the ground. And when they reach wherever you've gotten to, notice what position your body's in. Notice the mental tendency. Are you trying to get to the leg, which way you get there? Or are you staying with your awareness and your direction and your breath, keeping that sense of the breath? Almost make the breath the most important thing rather than the position your body is in. So come away from the position on the inhale and then take the chest forwards towards the toes on the exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. You can always, I'm just going to grab something to show you. If you have a scarf, even a sock, piece of fabric, you can take that around the end of the foot. If you find that helps, but all the time you're doing this, we're not kind of hunched over, we're still keeping that straightness in the spine. It doesn't matter where you are. For some people, they find that gives them a bit of engagement and it helps them in their progress. So you can use something to do that if you want to. And you can close your eyes as well if you just want to switch off from this kind of, idea of how this position looks and instead switch into how it feels. Quickest way to feel is close the eyes or to kind of heighten your connectivity with your feeling. And just walk the hands back up the legs, breathing in, reach the arms up, breathing out, the arms come down, catch that right knee, lift it up, and then lift the left knee. And we'll just hug both the knees and let our face fall onto the knees. Breathing into the nostrils, out to the mouth. So keeping that left knee bent, we straighten out the right. Take the left knee out to the side, and the foot is on the inside of the thigh. We're going to get ourselves a bit more aligned. So we take the right hand behind. Notice how I've got that connection with my arm. I'm not leaning back. The hand's right up close to my right hip. Left hand on the outside of the knee. Breathe in, lift the chest, lengthen. Drop the shoulders down. Exhale, turning to look behind you. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Pressing on the outside of that right knee with the left hand and lifting up through the center. Feel the crown lifting. You will feel this in the whole of your body, in your abdominals, in the ribs, in the chest. Breathing deeply, staying connected with your breath. One more breath in and untwisting to the front. Again, good. Breathe in, lift the arms up, look at the back of the hands and take your body forwards. The body is coming forward, led by the heart. Let's see if we can lead with our hearts. Come away a little bit on the inhale, lifting, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears and then coming forwards and using, if you want to, if you have something to hand, it could be something, a scarf, the cord, a belt is also good, or a sock, if you have a long sock, or any kind of piece of cloth will work. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Let it go. Breathe deeply. And then just walking the hands back up the leg, lifting the arms up, inhaling, exhaling, the arms come down, just to get that nice fluidity. Lift the left knee and then lift the right knee. So it's nice to use the body, use the hands and help ourselves to move the body. And then we just round the back to release it, bring the face to the knees, hug ourselves, breathe in through the nostrils, feel the space across the upper back, and then good. Let's just do a little cosmic egg before we lie down. So we now lift the chest, drop the shoulders back and down away from the ears. Take the weight forwards into the sit bones, and then come onto the toes, tippy toes, and even lift the toes off the ground if you're able to do so. So I've got the bend in the elbow there to keep the knees close to me. So rather than this position, that's more of getting into a boat. We're keeping this quite tight. So we're really lifting the chest towards the knees. You'll still feel this in your abdominals, but it's slightly different. Maybe a bit lower down. And then release. Slide the legs away. Bounce the knees up and down. Just get a little bouncing. Release the legs. And let's have a slow lie down. So we're keeping that tension, extending the fingers towards the toes. And we're getting to lie down. We're coming back to the beginning. Noticing your breath all the time as you breathe in and out and stretch towards the toes. Noticing that little bit of difficulty, but staying with it, because you know you have that reward of letting go at the end. Yeah. Let it go now. We'll just do a couple of things here just to free up. You might want to just hug your knees a little bit, have a little rock and roll here. Maybe to make some circles with the knees. Keep the knees together. Just moving them in a slow circle in time with your breath. So again, we're keeping that alignment, that connection to our breath. Inhaling, the knees come away. Exhaling, drawing the knees in. Noticing that connection with your breath all the time. A steady stream. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing how it feels to keep bringing your attention back to the breath. And that sense of presence. That sense of a thread, a continuation, your life force, engaging with your life force. Inhaling, the change in direction with the knees. And then we just hug the knees again. And we'll just put the feet on the floor, a little bit away from the buttocks, maybe as wide as the mat. We're just going to do a few very simple little lying twists. Just shuffle into the side to give myself more room. And the arms out to the side, palms flat down, breathing in. And as you exhale, let the knees fall to the left and the head goes over to the right. Breathe out fully. Inhale, lift the knees to center, head comes to center. Exhale, knees fall fully down to the right, head goes over to the left. Let all the breath out. Moving slowly as you can, mindfully. Exhaling, just moving the knees, a bit like windscreen wipers. Inhaling to the center, exhaling. I'm just seeing if you can extend your breath a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do one more either side. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale. And exhaling. Bring the head to center, knees to center. And just slide the legs away. Arms away from the body, palms facing the ceiling. And we're coming into a little relaxation, lying in Shavasana on the ground. Just resting for a few minutes here in Shavasana. We'll begin though with a little bit of abdominal breathing just to take us into that more relaxed state. So, with your eyes closed, maybe you want to cover yourself. If you're likely to cool down quite quickly, being still. So just closing the eyes and getting comfortable. Take a little releasing breath in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Just softening everything. And noticing that breath, that depth of that breath and the belly. You might want to put your hands on your belly or one hand on your belly. Just to notice how the impact of breath and deepening your breath and this abdominal breathing. So as you breathe in, feel the belly expand. And as you breathe out, breath is coming out through the nostrils and the belly's flattening. Even feeling a sense of the belly button coming back towards the back of the body. So we're just increasing that length, almost like filling up like a balloon as you inhale and squeezing everything out like an empty shriveled balloon. So you think about inhaling, expanding, fully, and exhaling, squeezing out. And try and keep that breath steady and even. And if you find your mind wandering when you're doing this abdominal breathing, another thing you can do almost as another layer is count. So you can breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. And eventually, what's a good thing to do if you really want to get into that relaxed state is to make that out breath a little bit longer. And I might take a few breaths to do that. So slow, deep, steady breath coming in and out through the nostrils. Just for a few more breaths. So now let go of any breathing techniques and just let the breath be very easy, every day, soft. And let be aware of the relaxation, the softening of the breath, and the softening and relaxation of the body. Just feeling that. Let go everything and simply relax. The sound of the bell marking the end of our practice today. And just keeping a little bit of softness, a little bit of this softness in the rest of the day, continuing that for the rest of the day. And also maybe a little bit of this awareness of your breath, this thread, this continual connection that you have. So as gradually now start to move your body, start to wake the body up gradually. Breathe a little deeper. and find your way slowly up to seated. Taking your time, breathing a little deeper, having a look around, checking your body. Body's still there. Body's still there. Maybe just have a little bit of a rub of the body in the arms and the legs. Just feeling your edges, giving a bit of warmth. And then bring the hands together. The palms of the hands, rub them together vigorously, create some heat and energy between the palms of the hands. It's a little bit longer in the colder weather. Get that heat and place that over the heart center, one palm on top of the other. Close the eyes. Just take that focus inwards for a moment. Bring to mind your sankalpa, your intention, positively framed sentence, something that's going to help you on your journey, something you want to encourage and establish in yourself. And say that to yourself, say it a few times. Really feel that landing and being held in your heart space. Good. Namaste. And thank you all so much for practicing with me today. It's a real pleasure.